Today, I have something so special to talk about. In athletics, everyone has what they call their secret to success. And today, I'm going to share my secret to success. In Olympic sports, wins and losses are usually decided by such a narrow margin, you have to find creative ways to win. So it's not so much a matter of, I'm going to work harder than this guy, or you know what, I'm going to stay up all night, because everyone's working hard, everyone's getting rest. For me, finding ways to get out of my own way was my secret to success. A lot of times I find that people create their own barriers, and those are usually the hardest barriers to break because a lot of times you don't even realize they're there. I firmly believe if we can kind of come together and get this concept, your lives will be changed forever, because it changed mine. So, many moons ago, I was a track and field athlete. It was an amazing time in my life. I was a 400-meter sprinter, and so imagine this. You're getting ready for the race of your life. My dream was to be an Olympic sprinter. So a little stats about track and field. 70,000 kids compete in track and field every year. Of those 70,000, 3.3% end up running track and field in college. I was fortunate enough to be a part of that 3.3%. Of the 3.3, only 1.1 end up becoming professional or making it to the Olympics. Me, being me, and a guy, I'm like, oh, 1%? That's more than enough. Because it just has to work for me, so that's fine. So yeah, 1%, that's great. So, there we are. I'm getting ready. I'm in my senior year of school, and the big race is coming up. I'm getting ready to qualify for Olympic trials and really launch my professional career. I am so excited. I have my last practice before the competition, and for training, we have to run 3 100-meter dashes. So I'm like, okay, here we go. I'm ready, because I know this is going to be my launching point. I'm going to become a professional this weekend. So I'm like, oh, this is going to be great. So here comes the first 100-meter sprint, and I'm running with my teammates. And fortunately, all of my teammates were also world-class sprinters. So if I could beat these guys, I know this weekend I'm going to be set up perfectly. I'm going to go to Olympic trials, and then I'm going to sign a shoe contract, and I'm going to go all over the world, and then my life is going to change. It's going to be amazing. So I'm like, okay. Everything starts with this first 100-meter sprint. I'm like, okay, here we go. Okay, here we go. So I take off running. And we're all running together, and I'm running faster, and I'm running faster. And then I look up at the finish line, and we're all neck and neck. And I'm like, oh, it's great, because these guys are world class. I want to be world class. This weekend, everything's going to be great. But we still have 2 more. So the second one comes. We take off running, and I'm running faster, and I'm running faster, and I can feel the wind blowing across my face. Don't have a lot of hair, so yeah, I feel the wind going across my face. I'm like, all right, this is going to be great. I look up, and now I'm maybe 2 feet in front of these guys. And I'm like, oh, man, here we go. This is my time. I'm ready for this to happen. I've spent so many nights dreaming about this, and it's finally happening. Crush. Here we go. So now it's time for the last 100-meter sprint. And I'm like, you know what? This is the last one of the day. It's going to be my last sprint before this big race. I'm going to really see what I have. I'm going to open it up and see what I have today. So we take off running. And like a bullet out of a gun, I've never ran that fast a day in my life. And I'm like, oh my goodness, this is it. This is the feeling that people talk about, where it's almost like your feet aren't even touching the ground because they're moving so fast. And I'm like, this is amazing. And now I'm running faster. Faster and faster, and I could even feel my feet start to speed up because the track's getting hotter, and I'm running faster and faster and faster. I'm like, oh man, here we go. This is what it's like to really be world class. Then all of a sudden, I feel a tear. I feel a rip, and I'm like, what was that? I try to run and I can't. I end up popping in the air, flying, falling, landing, sliding, crashing. And I'm on the ground, and I'm like, what just happened? And I'm like, okay, I'm a pretty positive guy. I'm like, okay, I'm fine, you know, maybe I tripped or something. It's fine, because I still have the big race. I'm gonna be fine. I try to stand up, and I can't. If you guys can, in your seats, can reach around and grab your hamstring here, it's pretty much what connects your glutes with the rest of your leg, there was nothing there. And I was like, oh, that's not good. And I'm like, okay, no hamstring there, all right. So at this moment, I couldn't even walk, let alone sprint faster than I ever had before that weekend. And I'm like, at that moment, I realized I didn't have a plan. That's as far as I had gotten, and I didn't know what I was going to do. And honestly, I didn't even know who I was outside of track and field. Up until that point, I was Nick. I planned on becoming a professional track and field athlete. I didn't need anything else. I didn't want anything else. I'm like, oh, I don't have time for anything else. I don't want anything else. At that moment, I'm like, okay, well, minor setback, I'll be fine. I'm trying to stay positive. I'm like, yeah, I'll just do some stuff and it'll be back. My friends helped me get to my apartment, and that's when things start to sink in. I'm like, wow, I can't walk. And then that's when the depression sets in. And I'm like, my sense of self was tied into track and field. And when that was gone, I realized I didn't have anything else. So now it's my senior year, I'm in my apartment, and I don't know what I'm gonna do. So like any rational person, when they find themselves in a hole, I get an even bigger shovel, and I just keep digging deeper and deeper and deeper and deeper to try to get out. And that is one of the big things I want to talk about today, is we don't always realize that we're getting the shovel and we're digging ourselves deeper. In economics, it's called the sunken cost fallacy, and we've all faced it. So how many in here have went through an all-nighter? Okay, sweet. So one question, what happens at about 3:30, 4 a.m. in your all-nighter? Tiredness really sets in, productivity drops, you're like a zombie. And you're just trying to write, you're trying to remember. And for me, I'd have an all-nighter, wake up the next day and remember nothing. Absolutely nothing. So then all of my work was for naught. Even though things weren't going well, I refused to let go of the investment and say, you know what, this is gonna work anyway. I'm gonna make it work. Instead of just saying, hey, maybe I should figure something else out, I was addicted to the thought of, this is what I'm gonna do, this is who I am, and I'm not gonna change anything. So, flash forward, 3 weeks go by, I haven't left my apartment, haven't shaved, and I'm in pretty rough shape. I'm wearing a zebra Snuggie every day because that's, it made sense at the time. So now, I'm sitting down, I have my leg elevated, I'm doing everything I can. So I'm staying up at night and I'm researching different remedies for hamstring tears, and I'm trying to do everything I possibly can to fix my leg. I even got this electronic machine where you hook up diodes all over your leg and it sends electric impulses every second, and I cover that with ice, and I still have the Snuggie on, but then I have everything elevated to here, and nothing's working. But I refuse to let this go. It wasn't until my roommate, Kevin, came up to me, and he goes, hey, Nick, how's it going? And I'm still positive. I was like, oh, yeah, it's great. My leg's going to be fine, and, I'll be fine for the next race. And then he looked at me, and he was like, is it? Is your leg going to be ready for the next race? And it was at that moment I realized that I never really carefully took a look at my life. I never really spent any time of, careful introspection to see, am I okay? Is my leg okay? What am I really doing right now? And it was at that moment I came up with two questions for myself. Where am I? What am I doing? So, okay, well, where am I? I'm sitting on a couch in my apartment. Not great. What am I doing? I'm sitting around with my leg wrapped up. But the thing is, it's my senior year. I have 2 months until finals and graduation, and I haven't been studying. I'm like, oh man, okay, what am I doing that's completely off track? Those are the two things that really helped me just shift how I approached life. So every day I wake up and ask myself, okay, well, where am I? What am I doing? And I use that to set the stage of how I plan each day, how I plan my weeks and months. And fortunately, it worked so well. So 2 months go by, I adjust my approach, I was able to pass all my classes and graduate, and then shortly after, I became one of the youngest coaches at UCLA. I was 22 years old when I started coaching there. After that, I joined the U.S. National Bobsled team, and I made a few World Championship teams, and I traveled all over the world to compete. And then after that, I met my amazing wife, and she's a bobsledder also. We became the first married couple to represent the U.S. in international competition. That's actually her driving and me pushing on the side there. So I'm like, hey, all right. I think I got this figured out. I think everything is going to go smoothly. Everything's going to go according to plan. That is until this past winter, I'm at World Championships. And me, of course, I'm positive, I'm excited, I'm ready to go. I'm like, okay, I'm in Austria, I'm ready to compete. This is going to be amazing. For this race, I was actually partnered with one of the top bobsled drivers that ever lived. This guy is absolutely amazing. He's won 3 Olympic medals, and I'm like, okay, with me pushing and him driving, we're gonna be set. Like, we have a really good chance to win a medal here. So I am through the roof excited. At this moment, I start creating my own barrier, this idea that I'm addicted to. And the idea is, we are gonna win a medal at this World Championships. And that's the only thing I'm thinking about. I'm not thinking about different ways to approach anything. This is the one idea I'm married to. Well, we get there. So imagine you're just a regular guy from Hayward, California, and you find yourself at World Championships getting ready to compete against the best teams in the world. So I'm like, all right, this is my time. I'm ready to compete. I'm ready to win. So we take off, and I'm pushing. And I'm pushing, and I'm pushing, and I'm pushing, and I'm thinking to myself, hey, this is going well. Like, this is going really well. Like, I'm pushing, like, super fast. Pushing, 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 pushing. I jump in. He drives amazingly well, like he always does. Then we get to the bottom, and I'm expecting to see a 1 or a 2 or a 3. And I look up, and I see 21. I was like, hey, somebody put a 2 in front of our 1 there, Steve. Something happened there. And it wasn't until after the race I found out, not only did I not push as well as I thought I was, Steve, my pilot, drove us up. So I pushed us to maybe 22nd, 23rd start in the world, and he drove us up to 21, which is super rare. Like, the guy's lights out, and I'm the one that let the team down. So now I'm back sunk again. And I'm walking around like Charlie Brown, and I'm like, oh my goodness, I can't believe I let myself down, I let my team down. It feels like I let my country down because we had a legitimate chance, and it just didn't happen. And at this moment, I'm like, okay, well, let me go back to my 2 questions. Okay, where am I? What am I doing? And I said, okay, well, I'm at World Championships, so something's going at least decently well, but we didn't finish how we were supposed to. And I was like, okay, well, that's fine. And what am I doing? And I'm like, well, I'm pushing a bobsled. The average bobsled's about 400 pounds. The average bobsledder is about 6'2", 220 pounds. The really top end guys, like our last Olympic champion was about 6'6", 260 pounds. Myself, 5'10" on a good day. 195 pounds on a great day. And I'm like, okay, well, something's different. So I look at this guy and I look at myself, look at that guy and I look at myself, and I'm like, hey, I'm like way smaller than everybody else. And I'm like, okay, that's kind of strange. And then I go and I look and I watch skeleton. And I was like, hey, these guys run downhill with a lunch tray as fast as they can. They jump on, and then they steer the sled going 90 miles an hour with no protection other than a very small bicycle helmet. And I'm like, hey, that's right up my alley. And then I do some research, and I find out the average skeleton athlete's 5'10". And I was like, hey, that sounds pretty good. Their average weight's 195 pounds. And I was like, you don't say. So then I convinced my coaches to let me try it. I had 3 weeks to prepare. Fortunately, after the 3 weeks go, I competed in national championships. I broke the American record for the push in Lake Placid, and I became one of the top skeleton pushers in the world. And if it wasn't for those 2 questions, I wouldn't have been able to change my approach. So while I have your attention today, I just want to ask you, in your life, I just want you to ask yourself, where am I? What am I doing? Thank you.